If you're a coach or a consultant, how would you like to raise your rates, attract more committed clients, charging maybe double, triple, or even quadruple what you're charging right now? My name is Abraham. I'm a top strategy consultant for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. So the number one reason that people are failing in the coaching industry is because they're just not valuing what it is that they have to offer, what has gone into creating that offer. And there's that false belief that if they charge more, they're either going to not have that impact, not get clients, people are not going to want to pay for it. All of that is all just fear. If you're going to be a coach, you're going to start a business and you're going to put yourself out there, and you got to learn how to sell your service. Otherwise, who are you going to coach? You're just going to coach people for free. Everything that I had learned from meditating with the monks to filmmaking to working with actors, bringing out these powerful performances really prepared me very well to be an excellent coach. But there was one problem. I was terrible at sales. Well, I wasn't really interested in being a professional volunteer. I did plenty of that and that was great, but I was now at a point in my life where I met the love of my life and I wanted to settle down and we were gonna have kids, but I realized I can't support a family on a professional volunteer salary or a starving artist salary. I really need to create a business, and I sought help. So I went to go see a friend of mine, and at that point I had maybe one client that I had enrolled, and it was a friend of mine. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like, okay, I'm new at this, let me start small, and I'm gonna charge $80 for 4 sessions of coaching. Can you imagine? $80. My friend bought at a pity, like, well, let me help Abe out, and he barely even showed up. I mean, it was fun to work with him, but I doubt he really got the full extent of the power of what coaching can offer. Anyway, I went to a friend of mine who was crushing it. Now, this friend, keep in mind, this was a friend who the last time I saw her, she was in New York City as a high school teacher, living in a 1-bedroom apartment with her boyfriend and living on a teacher's salary. And then she started a coaching business, and the next time I saw her was in this 2-story house in a very nice affluent part of Los Angeles, having a chef drop off food every day. I mean, she was living it up, and I was like, what's going on here? And she said, well, you know, this coaching business is taking off. And I said, all right, I'm in. What do I gotta do? So she asked me about what am I charging and how am I charging and what that process looks like. And I told her, well, I'm working with a friend. I charge him $80. She said, Abe, you're playing small. And she was right, I was. So I said, okay, all right, well, what if I 10x'd and instead of 80, I was charging $800? She looked at me, she said, you're still playing small. She then proceeded to tell me a very interesting story about Pablo Picasso, the famous artist. So the story goes that Picasso was sitting in a diner and doodling on a napkin, and a woman walks in and says, that's a beautiful drawing. I'd love to purchase it from you. And she says, how much? And Picasso says, 80,000 pesetas. And the woman's jaw drops. She says, 80,000 pesetas? That's like $80,000, today. And she's like, but it took you 5 minutes. He says, no, madam, it took me 50 years. Now, what I get from that story is that I was drastically undervaluing everything that I had invested: time, money, energy, my life, my time, which we can't get back. I mean, money comes and goes, you can't get time back. Everything that I invested into building the skills to be an excellent coach, I was undervaluing. I wasn't seeing the power, the beauty of what I have to offer. And for somebody to learn the introspectiveness of meditation, for somebody to, learn how to bring out their own performance so they can do whatever they want to do in life, whether it's date or improve their career or give a sales presentation, they would have to go through years of studying like I had. And I was saving them that time, that money, that energy, that effort. In that moment, I decided, all right, my friend is right. 1, I'm going to hire her on the spot because I need somebody like this in my life who can remind me of when I'm playing small. And 2, I started to charge much more because I had a sense of certainty about who I am and what I bring to the table. And so I went from charging $80 to $1,000 and then $1,500. And then ultimately within just a few weeks, I was charging $4,000. Now I wasn't just charging that sort of in theory, I was actually landing clients at that $4,000 level. And what that looked like specifically was 8 weeks of coaching, weekly coaching for $4,000. And what's incredible is that the people that signed up for that program got so much value. Why? Because the more you pay, the more you pay attention. If this is helpful for you, like and subscribe, join the sales revolution, and let's grow your coaching business together.